have a new diving watch in our product line, which is called T50 Gold Bronzer. It's a limited edition, 300 pieces with a completely new material. It's a very fine alloy bronzer with 12.5% gold. So it's copper, tin, and 12.5% gold. Yeah. So
That's going to put the price up quite a bit, right?
yes, it's a bit more expensive than the regular version. Of course, we have the full titanium version, which is a regular model. It's unlimited. And for the people who like the bronzer theme in diving watches, because it's a very traditional material, they can have some sort of a B-color version. This is the one with a diving bezel made of gold bronzer as well. So it's titanium and gold bronzer both together in that, and this one is unlimited as well.
I think that might be my favorite because it has a much more conservative, easy to wear dial on it as well. But talking of that bezel, although the material is fascinating, also the way that you turn it is different from many other bezels. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, that's a safety diving bezel. So you have to press first and then you can turn the bezel. So it's a special mechanism which we had already in earlier models. And now with the T50 lines, this will be in the future available for our collectors who like professional diving and extra safety when working with the bezel for a dive.
So these watches for Sinn watches and for tool watches and dive watches in general are relatively demure in sizes. What kind of diameters are we looking at for these?
So the new T50s are 41 millimeter. We had the T1 and the T2 in the past. Both were diving watches made of high-strength titanium. But the T50 line will be in the 41 millimeters.
Now I see a very interesting all-black U1 over there. And that looks like it's got a mother of pearl dial, but tell me if I'm right or wrong. What is it?
Yeah, this exactly. It's a black mother of pearl on a black U1. So basically it's a standard black U1 with a limited edition version with a dial made of mother of pearl. We had 2 years ago, we had this watch in U50, the smaller version in 41 millimeter. Now this one is available for 44 millimeter, the standard size for the U1 as well.
How well does mother of pearl sell as a material on your watches? And do you notice it going to mostly men or mostly women or a split?
It was a bit risky to put it in a 44 millimeter watch, but the reactions of our partners were very good. And this is limited to 300 pieces, and they are all sold now to our distribution partners in Germany and worldwide, and some in our direct sales. So the watch came out pretty nice.
Yeah, I'll say so. And it's nice to see something a bit more artful in a tool watch, as it were, or a tool watch setting, and especially from a brand like Sinn. Which models are performing the best at the moment in your collection?
So at the moment, I think our U50 line, the submarine steel watches, are very successful. And this is also the reason why we introduced a new version of it with a decorative polish. This is the U50 DS. It's a limit of 1,000 pieces made. And also this was very successful in the market, and our partners ordered quite a lot of them. And we I would say only 15% are still available. So this is 1,000 limitation, and the results was very good. Also because it's a very flat case, it's just around 11.5 millimeters, and at 41 millimeter, it's matching a lot of wrists of our collectors. So it was a great addition to the U1 in 44, now with the U50 in 41.
And what movements do we have inside of these?
They are all powered with Sellita, different calibers. The smaller ones is the Sellita, I think it's the 300 and 220 should be. We work with the base calibers from Sellita from Switzerland. We all have Swiss movements in our watches as a tradition. In the past, they have been from ETA, but they no longer provide movements to non-Swatch brands. So we switched to Sellita and La Perret for some of our chronographs, and also Concepto. But the new diving watches all are powered with Sellita movements.
Okay, interesting. I didn't know you used Concepto as well. One thing I want to touch on just before we wrap up is those dials, those beautifully distressed dials that you do. people might remember from the past, there was definitely a chronograph with a dial of this nature, the distressed one, which was always one of my favorite Zinns of all time. How do you achieve that effect?
It's a process after the dial made of brass is coated. There's some sort of a hand finish to create that unique decorative grinding, and makes every dial looks a bit different. But basically, it's a brass dial, and you get the polish at the end of the process.
Brilliant. Thanks, Volker.